Hello, everybody. It's me. I'm back again. It's the guy. It's comic. Yeah. Um, Figured for the 15-year anniversary of Dark of the Moon, I'd talk about like every studio series figure they made for the line from Dark of the Moon, of course. Yeah. Not really sure what I'm doing here. Hope Hopefully it just goes well. But you know, let's get into it, guys. So yeah. Just gonna add a disclaimer here, of course. I don't own every single one. I've bought the ones that I feel like are essential. I will talk about the ones I do not own, of course. But also, I'm just kind of testing the waters with this video, so if you feel like a little bit inconsistent with some things, it's just because I'm experimenting a little bit. But yeah, yeah, hope y'all enjoy this. I really put a lot of effort into this, so yeah.
So, starting off with the first representation of Darker Than in the Studio Series line, we have Crowbar. Not the best start, arguably, but it's definitely an improvement over what we had for the original toy line, with in terms of the dreads, of course. He's okay. The articulation is pretty simple, just like a thigh cut, leg bends, arm, shoulder. Head does move on a ball joint, but that's how it's supposed to look stock. But I've kept it down here so it looks much nicer, more uniform. Back cable's there. I keep the dreads folded in just because when they're out, they're super messy. But, very simple accessories. Maybe you should have had guns, maybe not. It's no big deal. The vehicle mode is just this. It's very simple and accurate. There's only gripe with the original version is the fact that, yes, it does have the Decepticon logo, which is a very big issue for the first, I want to say 20 at least, Studio Series figures. And it's fine, I guess. It's not noticeable. You can get rid of it. But yeah, the vehicle mode is pretty simple. This is Last Night, which is okay as well, but it's not Studio Series, so it doesn't count. But same vehicle mode. Point is, it's an alright start to the line, but could do way better.
So yeah, I forgot the bit where Thundercracker comes after Crowbar, so I'm entering that in now. That's kind of on me. Back to the video, guys.
This is the number 9 Thundercracker. Never appeared in the movie, can't say much about it. Came from Nitro's this mold, very good mold, I must say. It's very good deco, arguably best deco. Jet mode's fantastic. This is highly recommended for me. He's so good. But yeah, if you're trying to complete the collection, go for it. If you're going full movie, you can probably get away with skipping it. I love it. I got it for a good deal. Just buy it, honestly. It just pops. The mold's nice. For the time, 2018 was definitely holding a lot back that they definitely improved on over time. But dude, if you want a Thundercracker, especially go for this. Because you can get some new stuff. It's fine, but this is one of my favorites from the entire line. So we have series number 16, Ratchet, a redeco of the original 04 2007 Ratchet, which I think became an improvement because it has not only the gun, but just better overall look in terms of the face paint. But, as a Dark of the Moon Ratchet, it's very nice. Articulation's okay at best. It's definitely good for its time, but it is definitely held back. The transformation is kind of finicky. I've clearly removed parts, but doing it itself, it's not very fun. I would transform it, but this copy is super creaky, and I think it's going to break on me. Other than that, yes, I have modified it. It's very nice. It's probably one of the more accurate designs for the time, because 2018 was really messy. We had a lot of inaccuracies at the time. But, for the second excursion in Dark of the Moon, it's a very nice representation overall. But yeah, Ratchet overall, solid pick for early Studio Series. But moving on to number 29, we have Dark of the Moon Sideswipe, of course. Deco on this, severely lacking, I think, in terms of robot mode. It's really nice as a mold. It's probably the best Sideswipe figure we've had. Unsure about the Masterpiece still, but, it's very nice. The paint is all really, really good silver paint. And then just the bare is gray, and then the head with the subpar light piping at best really does hold it back. I have kibble swapped this with the Revenge of the Fallen backpack because just the Revenge of the Fallen deco looks so much better. But I do have it in vehicle mode to show as well. It's different from the Revenge of the Fallen vehicle mode, obviously, but even here, the sheen is just so nice. But it's okay. It looks really good. It looks really good in person, but for the time, honestly, probably one of the best of Studio Series you could get, and there's no really doubt about that. But if you're gonna go for one, get the Revenge of the Fallen, because this deco is horrible.
Next up, we got Studio Series 30, Crankcase. Not the worst, but definitely far from the best. It's just the crowbar mold again, but with gold this time. Hell, like super inaccurate. Big victim of early Studio Series laziness. But if you're truly looking for one to complete your collection of Dark of the Moon, I would go for The Last Night Berserker. I think that's the pretty obvious pick. But, if you want to get this, I don't think it's super expensive on the aftermarket. Good, probably good for a random, like, protoform foot soldier in the Chicago battle or something. Not much to say about it. Moving on.
But we have number 34, Megatron. A kind of mold overall, I'd say. It's not super crazy. I'm afraid to touch it because it is so fragile to me. One of the tabs that hold in this chain here, it snapped immediately when I got it. But I will say this is probably one of the best uses of soft goods on a Studio Series figure because, dude, he looks so good. But the transformation's okay. I'll probably pop an image up of the vehicle mode because this thing just, I hate transforming and it's super scary to transform. As a mold itself, I think it's pretty okay. Probably really showing its age from 2019, if you can believe that. It's very aged, but as a Dark of the Megatron, this is probably the best you're going to get in terms of Studio Series scale. We have Studio Series number 44. Jet Power. Not Jet Power, just Optimus Prime. Arguably, this is the best deco of the SS32 mold that you will get until the dramatic capture comes out. As of recording, it's not out, but very controversial, I almost want to say. For the time, 2019, it was very good. I have modified this, of course, painted a solid bunch. But for a leader, the accessories are good. The jetpack feature is very nice. He's so big. We got the sword, we have the axe, we have both of the jetpack guns, shield, and then a normal ion blaster. As a mold itself, trailer is very nice, very simple transform, very good. The robot mode, oh my god, it's definitely the 2019 era, and it's definitely not the best. It's very rough, very hard to memorize, but ignoring those flaws, really, the truck mode's pretty alright. I'll put a photo up as well. It's okay, and for the time, again, I gotta say, it's probably one of the better ones, but moving on. We got Soundwave. Probably one of the showing signs of improvement in terms of the line. It really does miss a lot of marks, though. It has the disadvantage of just missing accessories. I don't have Laserbeak anymore. He's just gone. But he doesn't have any guns. He doesn't have like a sound blast effect. That would have been nice. But yeah, I mean, very much look-wise, he does pull it off pretty solidly. Is it better than the original Deluxe? For sure. Does it still need to improve? For sure. But from a 2020 Deluxe perspective, this is a great improvement compared to other Deluxes that came before it. I have painted this, of course. You can see some of the silver accents mainly on the arms. The vehicle mode, I will confidently say, is probably, of course, why I love Studio Series so much. They do very good vehicle modes, and this one is no exception. It's not perfect, of course. The transformation is just super annoying. But yeah, overall, solid Deluxe for the time. It's solid enough that it got a reissue. I would agree. It's worth the reissue. But moving on, we have number 56. Darker Than the Shockwave, of course. Probably one of the most iconic out of the movie. Out of terms of most of these figures, probably one of the most iconic. He's nice. The purple does have a very nice shine to it. But transformation, does it really matter? It's not that crazy. Transform into a thing. Surprisingly, really nice for being a retool off of the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron mold. There's paints covered everywhere it needs. This is the reissue version, so it actually has additional paint on the chest area. It's very nice. It comes with a parachute guy and brains and wheelie. I will not show them because they are too much of a hassle to move around. I know they're so small, but it's just impossible to find them if I put them somewhere. Overall, very nice leader class. Arguably one of the top in terms of the leader class line. If you're gonna go for a Shockwave, Highly recommend this. Moving on, we start the records collection off with Roadbuster. Probably the second best out of the three. I have the DNA design upgrade kit, of course. Kind of a overall just mid deluxe. He just lacks accessories. This is his original stock gun, and these two are from the DNA kit. But transformation, kind of mid. Also vehicle mode, it's accurate enough. It does the job right, but way big room for improvement here. But as a standalone deluxe, not the worst you can get, probably not the best you get. But if you're going for your records, highly recommend this. Totally go for it. Green color could have done wonders. Even just more deco. I get he's a deluxe, but he's super barren in terms of just the whole entire deco. And of course, next up we have Studio Series 63. Top Spin. This is the worst one out of the three records we get. I have, of course, DNA kit installed, so we have the improved guns, we have the improved claws, the improved feet, and then the other gun holder. It still doesn't save it. Arguably makes it worse. The feet are way more unstable now because they are heightened, which is an advantage. He is taller than Roadbuster now, but it just makes him impossible to pose. But the guns are nice. Rubber guns were horrible on the stock version, just a heat of warning. He looks accurate enough to the source material. He arguably is missing white in a lot of places. He's very gunmetal heavy, and it's quite unfortunate. But for what he is a better transforming deluxe than him. I do quite enjoy his transformations sometimes. I would love to show you these transformations, but honestly, they just look so much better in vehicle mode together. I'll flash an image, of course, but overall, he's probably one of the step backwards in terms of deluxes for this line. Moving on, of course, we have the final one to complete the trio. We have Leadfoot, the most expensive figure from the entire collection. He, as a deluxe, probably one of my earliest pickups. My favorite of the three, of course. He has the DNA kit installed, which includes gap fillers and then this humongous back cannon. As a deluxe, he's okay. Poses better than the other two. Transformation is way cleaner than the other two. Looks-wise, just better. But, to complete the trio, very nice. He has his dog from the concept art. Not really a notable feature, but, these are nice. Goes well with the trio. Gotta say, though, very nice trio. You're not gonna beat this. Looking at them all together, where else are you gonna see that? But yeah, moving back now, we got number 61 of the line, Sentinel Prime. Now, unfortunately, this is somehow the one I don't have the official version of. This is the byway knockoff of Sentinel Prime. It's okay. I'm gonna just ignore the quality part of it because I know it's a knockoff. As just a figure, and a transforming one at that, it kind of sucks. It's really not that special. Poses are very minimal because the feet are super limited, arms are super limited. Like it does all the basic bends, except for the feet. The feet do nothing. But looks-wise, it's all there. You can see him. He's got presence. And I have customized this, of course, but still. Not the best one to get. Don't know why the original is... I mean, the original is so overinflated and overpriced. Would not recommend buying this. Get the knockoff if you really want one. Other than that, not much to say about him. Moving on, we do have the next one, but to believe this is the only Voyager out of all of Dark of the Moon is crazy to me. And to me, it's just so subpar. But yeah, next up we have 71. Dino. Great. I love this thing, actually. One of the best deluxes you can get. The feet are fixable. The DNA kit, of course. Articulation on that's really good. He poses well. He poses into the poses he needs to pose because he has so little screen time. Transformation, I don't enjoy that much. The clear plastic does truly scare me. This is one of the few that do make me afraid he's going to break. Vehicle mode unlicensed. It sucks a little bit, but it's still really good. Looks-wise, he just pulls it off super effortlessly. Then again, this is the one of maybe 3 or 5 actual official Dino toys you can get, and it's the best one. He pulls off his looks right. Overall, I would recommend this, and this was definitely a step up in the right direction in terms of the line for Studio Series. To believe 2021 now. Wow. But yeah, moving on to a different Autobot, we have number 87, Bumblebee. Yeah, it took him a while to get to this specific version of Bumblebee. It's kind of crazy. He's kind of just coming out originally as number 49 in '07, and even then he was a retool off of the Studio Series mold, number '01, and then from that was the Last Night Camaro Bumblebee. Yeah, the mold's been through a lot. Degradation has definitely hit this, but honestly, out of the trilogy version, this is the best you're probably gonna get, as the original '07 just is kind of a mad design, and then Rain on the Fallen is orange. Yeah, this is the best you can find. Mold wise, yeah, it's still not really great. It's definitely aged horribly, especially in 2022 when this released. It's just very outdated. I have modified this, of course. There's slight bits about paint on there. Yeah, you're not gonna get much if you're looking for much out of this. Just kind of some shelf presence there. Gets the color breakout. Overall, somewhat recommend, somewhat would not recommend. But yeah, we're on to 2024 with the last numbered in terms of this line. We have 94 technically, but on release it was 117. We have Hatchet. Not much to say here. It's just a return to form with the Dread mold, except even like the worst form possible. This is pretty much the most articulation you're gonna get or really want. Completes the set after, I want to say, 5 years or 6 years actually. Not the worst looking thing. Best Hatchet we're probably ever gonna get until they do it again. But you know, he goes with his partner as well. So here we have this crowbar, of course, and then we have Last Night Berserker, which I have personally modified into the Dark of the Moon crankcase. It's definitely a look, not perfect, but altogether they do match very well. And of course, the last one in terms of standard release, we have the GOAT, Q. Of course, I have modified him. I've removed his back kibble, and he is painted up. But as a deluxe, no, no, this is horrible, horrible deluxe. Do not buy this if you do not care for the character. I bought this for the love of the character and for the love of the movie. It's pretty slim-ish. You can definitely see the design influence change here because this is just an entirely different designer at this point. The vehicle mode, honestly, stellar vehicle mode. They did it right. Himself, though, yeah, he doesn't move much, and honestly, he didn't move much in the movie either, so not complaining that much. But yeah, he definitely suffers a bit from the silver plastic just being unpainted. It's not as bad as what you're gonna get with this, but it's still not great. Would I recommend it? Yeah, honestly, I would. But this is such a way to like end off the lineage for Dark of the Moon.
So yeah, that's the entire Dark of the Moon Studio Series line. There's of course the cores, but I feel like they're not needed to mention, as the only one that really matters would be Laserbeak. But even then, that's a very scene-specific character. Not much to say about those either way. They're just kind of existing. But overall, I think this entire line has very much been pretty solid overall. Prices, on the other hand, yeah, I can't really help with that. There's very minimally cheap to like almost everything being super super expensive, and it's like, I mean, it's a commitment, and honestly, I have committed myself to this way too much, and this is what I've gotten. Hopefully, my opinions about these figures help out if you're trying to buy these. But other than that, not much else to say. I'm trying to branch out into more review styles. I think this is the last time I'm going to be using this review style. Starting on next time, I'll probably just do straight voiceovers. But yeah, I want to branch out into different types of products now. Product sounds weird, I'm sorry. But, Transformers is fun and all, but I don't collect it like how I used to. So I think I'm just going to start reviewing whatever I like to review. Not sure what that's going to be. Hopefully it's good. Make sure to, leave a like, subscribe if you really like this. I'm gonna try to upload more. I don't know how often that's gonna be, but I'll try. And join my server. It's a collecting based server. We post news, mainly Transformers right now, but I'm always looking for more. We talk about figures and whatnot. It's a pretty welcome community. Join in, please. I always need more people, and I'm always looking for more people to report other things that aren't being reported. Yeah, that's really about it. It's been Comic. Peace out, y'all.